listen to this. Who do you think is sitting next to me but Dr. Joyce Brothers? That very smart pixie lady who thinks she knows everything. But what this nude psychologist doesn't know was that she had this little teeny tiny ball of sweat right here hanging off the tip of her nose. It was just hanging there. It wouldn't fall off. Like if she turned her head, it didn't fall off. If she stood up, it didn't fall off. If she stretched, it didn't fall off. And when she picked a little piece of sweater out of her belly button, it didn't fall off. That little sweat ball just wouldn't fall off. So I yelled at her. I said, hey, doctor, flick that sweat ball off your nose. What are you trying to do? Make me sick?
Last June, I was diagnosed with Burkitt's lymphoma, a very rare form of lymphoma, and I was in Northwestern Hospital, and my first exposure to Gilda's was actually at Northwestern, where they had art classes.
I, at age 25, had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I am also an improviser, so Second City, once I got better, was like, you need to get involved with Gilda's Club, because Gilda was an improviser and worked here and had cancer, and you have all those things in common. The relationship between Second City and Gilda's Club, I know whenever Gilda's Club asks Second City to do anything, we are more than happy to help and get on board. I know we perform for the children's camps and we offer classes. When I was teaching, everyone that would hear about it, and I was so moved by the class, I could not get enough of it. It was truly one of the best things I've ever done.
I think Gilda's Club impacted like my relationship with like not only my mom, but my relationship with the world. My mom's had brain cancer for like 2 years now, almost. So yeah, so that's like my biggest trial.
Last year I had no hair and no eyebrows. You know, I looked like RoboCop without his helmet, basically.
PIC line.
And I had the PIC line, yeah, and I had, you know, lots of issues. Now I look normal and, you know, normal for me anyway. And
we're kind of all in the same boat, you know. Well, we're in different like cabins of this boat, but it is the same boat, and I think it's, you know what I mean? And we're all like sailing through this storm together. Okay, sorry for my cheesy metaphor.
And there was one guy who would come in like 3-piece suits. He was with his wife was sick, and he was very fancy. And when I was teaching, I mean, I'm asking you to like, you know, make a noise and pass it with your body and make a sound and be like, wah, you know. And this guy in this polo suit, I was just like, oh, he does not like this. He is not enjoying this.
One of the things that I really like is they have art therapy and different sort of activities for the patients in terms of expressing themselves, and that's something that, you know, the hospital just doesn't provide.
when I was in the hospital, it was a great distraction from being in the hospital, and after the hospital, it was a great way to form a community while I was recovering from the chemo. So they've got great programs for every stage, I think, you know, of where you're at.
Well, I do the teen hip hop, which I'm not very good at, but it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. And you know what, it's really cool because like even between like water breaks, we still, you know, I will vent, you know, we will vent about our day or, you know, about our mom or just like how much cancer sucks or something like that, and it's great.
Between the yoga classes, the cooking classes, the relaxation classes, there's just so many incredible things to choose from.
One thing that I've learned in doing this is that patients often can't express all of their fears to me. That when they come to clinic or they talk to our nurses, that they feel it is incumbent that they are always positive and never scared and willing to do anything. Gilda's Club provides a safe haven for our patients where they can be honest with each other, they can be honest with their family members, and really understand how to cope with their illness.
I had heard Hanana was, you know, self-conscious about, you know, not speaking perfect English, so I just wanted you to know I speak Polish. And I was like, okay, I think we'll surprise her with that next week. So the next week, we're doing an exercise where people have to get in the center with someone and do like a 2-person scene. And I'm like, okay. Like, wink, wink, Richard, pull out the Polish, you know. And Hannah, I'm like, Hannah and I get in the center, and Richard, why don't you join her? And they start to do their 2-person scene, and he starts speaking to her in Polish, and it was just like everyone in the class wanted everyone else to feel, you know, like accepted and at home. And when he talked to her in Polish, she like just started to cry, and we all were crying, and we were like, yes, but they still were like saying funny things we had imagined. We couldn't understand it, but it just felt like, oh, what a neat gift to give someone.
Our friends think Brendan is healed. That's what they want to believe. My family, his family, they want to believe he's just healed. We want to believe that too, but we know the reality is it could come back. And when you're here, you're with people who understand that too. So it's going to be that way. We know our lives will never go back to the way it was before he was diagnosed. And these people here understand that too.
I think Gilda's just provided this environment where it's okay to feel how I really felt about the situation. It's not that I don't have to worry about my mom, because I do and I always will, but it's just, I don't have to pretend that I'm not worried. I don't have to pretend that, you know, everything's fine.
It's great that Gilda's Club brings its services straight to the hospital, because our patients are really busy. They have a lot of doctor's appointments scheduled and a lot of other things going on. So I think it's nice that they don't feel like they have to take an extra trip to benefit from these services. Everything's right there.
They really need to feel like there is a safe haven for them, a place where they can get advice, a place where they can reach out to other people who've walked the same road they have. And Gilda's Club provides that path for patients. It's a tremendously powerful alliance between the physicians at the hospital or in the clinics and a support system that's outside of the hospital.
If a hospital was unsure of whether to have Gilda's come in, I'd say why? Why wouldn't you do anything that could benefit your patients? It's not just the physical, it's the mental. You have to keep positive. You have to believe that you are going to heal and you're going to beat it. I mean, that's, to me, I think that's just as important as whatever they put in your veins.